This time with a mic. Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grimdark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh and binary herald magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Good morning, possum. Aha! I got the audio figured out. Hell yeah. I'm also gonna turn down, I think, my mic just a little bit. There we go. To make sure I'm not clipping anymore. Yeah, okay. There we go. Just making sure. So, today we're going to be making some piggies. Grief needs some feet. And I don't really want to print out the feet because then I'm afraid that they're not going to... I think I'm just going to be able to make feet that I'm going to be happier with quicker. So we're going to do that. I've already went outside and made all my neighbors think I was doing drugs by melting some form of, very small nylon. But yeah, that's a pipe cleaner. It's got a very small, very strange. Now you just need a mixer so you can fade the song out. Yo, freak rippers. Yes, I do need that. I do need that. All right. Well, I figured out how to make sure that the audio from the music is not just where I can hear it, but where you guys can hear it too. So that is great. It's weird that that's an option. I will say that. To have like no control over it, you could be like, oh yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. So, feet. What are feet made out of? A lot of people think bone, and that is sometimes the case, but I don't know if bone will work for what we're doing today, so we're gonna have to come up with something else. And I'm thinking a mix of, fuck it, we'll just do the whole thing with wire. I think that'll be the best. So, where did his piggies go? The ones that do not work. Let me find those. I've got almost nothing done this weekend. Just did a lot of chilling, taking it easy, recuperating, and thinking. So I need to clean up. I need to get my resin printers hooked up so I can start printing things that I don't already have the means to make very, easily. Where the hell are those feet? All right, well, we're gonna wing it. We're gonna make some feet God style. Just do our best. I really would have thought they would be here in this pile, which is like a typical, like, hey, that's kind of where stuff ends up. But I'm not seeing it. In other news this weekend, I went to go hang out with Clay and Brian and Steve. Super Claymation, surprised you found me, and Shankly has a brush in that order. Well, I mean, I hung out with all of them, but that was the order in which I said their names and then their handles. And Steve gave us a little oil painting class, which was fucking awesome. So I really, really, really like oil paints now. And I realized that the biggest thing that I was doing wrong is, there they are. Oh boy. Oh boy. Should have seen that one coming. Okay, well, now that I see those feet, I'm thinking I want them to be stable. I'm gonna use styrene. I'm gonna glue a bunch of styrene together and I'm gonna cut it to be the shape that I want. And then I'm gonna put those little feet in there. Or I could go foam. Fuck it, aluminum foil actually would work. Let's do that. Aluminum foil just for the base. And then we'll put the little piggies in there made out of pipe cleaners. Good morning, Doc. Well, if it isn't the head of propaganda / slopaganda. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you not in the Discord, Dark has been putting out some truly amazing artwork that I love. I love to see it. just about, yeah, I can't think of a better way to present, like, hey, what am I about? It's like, well, why don't we just take a bunch of old 40s and 50s Red Army propaganda posters and swap out with out of context quotes from RedWetSkeleton? I love to see it. Good morning, Doc. I love your role. I got your roll. Hell yeah. Calling it artwork as well. It's art. I can't stress enough the process, and I'll fight anybody about that. The process of how you're doing it, I think, is very artistic. It's just, it's very good. I think, like, just the whole concept. The whole concept, I would say that's art. It's good. It's very good. All right, so I want these feet to be a little bit bigger than these, so we'll probably revisit that size. And yeah, it's gonna need more. It's gonna need more already. Yo, I saw that this morning, Possum. Thanks. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, anything that you guys want or can figure out to get set up for, like, easier. My mouth kind of whistled there for a little bit, which is ironic because I can't whistle. You'd think I'd be able to. But yeah, anything that you guys want in the Discord that you're like, I want to just add this, go for it. Everybody, and which, hell yeah, if Dark is a mod now with an updated role, that's wonderful. All the people that I thought, hey, they know a little bit more about Discord than I do. They know how to do things and they know what they want. I tried to make mods. And if anybody is not a mod that is like, hey, I want to be a mod, I'd like to make some changes, let me know. Or some recommendations. I don't want all mods, but at the same time, it's just like, well, as long as it's all in the same, as long as it's not being abused, then yeah, I'm down for as many mods as we need. Toes. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be the long toe. This will be another toe. A long one, slightly shorter. Can we see what I'm working at? Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to turn the fan this way. It is over there, blasting the other room that nobody is in, not even any of my children. Not even my children. I gotta do something about all these gnats. So many gnats in a Johnny's tank. I don't think I showed this, so I'll show it now. Here is the board. Sans or post putting the Vallejo muddy ground on it. That is the darker spots on there. You can kind of see. Yeah, I think it looks pretty darn good. I'm gonna spray it with some matte, some real matte varnish today. And that should make it look very much no gods, all mods. No gods, all mods. I actually really like that. That's a very good slogan as well. All gods, all mods. Alrighty, so Grief's got lots of toes. How many fingers does Grief have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what I thought. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No gods, all mods. Well, I suppose I need to find another propaganda poster to mangle no gods, all mods. I like it. It's good. No gods, all mods. Yeah, just be the change that you want to see in your world, your Discords. You know, I support that. And you know, if I find out that that's a terrible idea, then we'll go with it when that comes up. When. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna have to burn another one of these. 10. Nope, I won't. It's the perfect amount. That's a coincidence. Is it? It is a coincidence. I don't think it's anything suspicious that we need to worry about. So now I'm going to poke some little holes in here. I'm going to need the poker. Where's the poker? Did I put it up here? Handle. Again, need to clean up. I'm very aware. I'm so sorry. He's on the list. Oh God, he's already planning the leadership purges. Quick, comrade, get him. Ah! He's on the list, but it's my list. It's the people's list. Aha, there's the poker. I don't actually know what this is for. I got it at Michael's like 2 decades ago. And I just really like it. It's very, I think it's a reamer, an eye reamer maybe. That seems like probably what it was sold as. I use it as a poker. This is the People's Discord now, yes. I've not seen Death of Stalin. But I do love history, so I'm sure. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6. A 6 toes. Please don't put that in your eye. Thank you. Oh yeah, no, oh boy. The eye poke machine was enough of an experience for me, which if you've not played Dead Space 2, it's really good, and the eye poke machine will help you sleep. 4, 5, 6. Maybe 6 is over here. Yeah, okay. Now we're just going to feed these little piggies in there. Yeah. So I made a bunch of different size ones. Because I was thinking, hey, we'll have it be like a big toe. Which the big toe is not the longest one, so I need to change where that one was. There we go. Wait, where is the big toe, the longest one? Mine's not. Is that normal? Oh wait, I forgot. Am I not normal because my second toe is longer than my toe? My big toe, my thumb toe? Oh man, Eli, you like it. It's a comedy. Very loosely based around the political shitstorm that happened when Stalin croaked. Oh yeah, no, that sounds like something I would like. Man, okay. Now I'm wondering. We'll have that. The front toe being a little bit smaller. Those are already looking awful. I love it. I love to see it. Watched Weapons again last night, and man, it's great. I may have said that I think Bring Her Back was my favorite film of this year. I misspoke. Weapons is so good, and even better on a second watch. Bring Her Back is a close second, though. I really, really, really did like Bring Her Back. Yeah. And then one last piggy to rule them all. Friday, I had a conversation with someone about Lord of the Rings. And if it helps, Steve Buscemi is. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Nope. If there was, I can't stress enough. He's on the list, but not the list that like, oh God, there's a list. Like he's on the list of like, yep. If you tell me that this actor is in a movie, that definitely makes me want to watch it. Oh, I watched Bring Her Back the other night. Loved it, but the knife mango scene messed me up. Yeah. There's a lot of parts in that movie that I'm like, this is horrible. Ooh. Oof. Oh, geez. Oh boy. So, yeah, it's got some gnarly bits in it. I really loved all the. Anytime that someone does occult stuff, that's like, okay, you did a little bit of reading about what people who like practice or like, if you read anything about that kind of stuff, and I can tell from like how you depict it in the movie, I like it and I'm impressed. Typically, the moment you bust out a Ouija board and you're like, we got to get a hold of the devil to fix the problem or to like figure out what's going on, that's when I'm like, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Uh, I think my absolute favorite of like the worst application, no spoilers for weapons though, it's next on the list. Oh, okay. No, I won't give any spoilers for that, but hot damn, that one is so good. Okay, we're running out a little bit of space on this foot for all these piggies. I made these thinking that, you know, he had the same amount of piggies as a man. That was my first mistake. Willingly, I picked these feet up. Willingly, I drew them. Grief does not allow his servants to make 3 mistakes. Foolish mortals. The sponge moon beckons. Also, man, I can't stress enough, after telling Kelly about that, she was like, whose fanfic is this? And I was like, this isn't fanfic. This is a dream that Possum had. And Kelly was like drinking tea. She was like, just like spit take. She was like, you made me spit. And I was like, I'm sorry. That's great though. Like it is that good. The Possum Nomicon needs to be a thing, a dreaded cursed book. Mad Prophet Possum. Yeah, that mother. Are we working on grief scrippers? Yes. Yeah. Sorry, we are working on. His little piggies today. He needs some legs, and part of me is just like, I don't know if he's proportioned right, but I also really like him not being proportioned based on where he stands. His forearms are longer than they should be, which is good. I do like that. I like him not being entirely proportionate, but his legs do need to be longer. I'm thinking about there is probably where they'd go. That looks about right to me. And since I really don't want them to break, we're probably going to use some real intense bullshit metal. It's probably these. Yeah, that motherfucker doesn't answer my Ouija boards anymore. Something about outdated technology. He wants emails like a normal person. Classic Satan. Just like, I got something to tell you. It's like, okay, well, could you put it in an email? The Ouija board kind of sucks. I don't want to pretend like that's a thing anymore. Oh boy, this is a thicker piece of metal. These are stakes for doing something. If I had to guess, probably, I'm just going to bend that until it breaks. We're doing Trash Boy style this morning. Trash Boy style. I'm not going to hurt myself though. Shouldn't they be kind of shriveled up and small since they were broken at his birth? That is true. His feet or his legs? Yeah, so like very... Was that part, did I make that part of his lore already? That his legs were broken at birth? Which, I mean, broken at its inception. But I imagine that he came out looking like this. Like, very much like young, full-grown Jesus. Like, when you see Jesus as a baby, some you'll never stand. Never stand as an equal among us type stuff. You'll never stand as an equal amongst this type stuff. Oh, are we talking about... Oh, yeah. Yeah, his feet were broken. And they are nailed together, which is why they are here. I do want them to be very atrophied, but I do think visually, I think his legs need to be not right, but a little bit longer than they were. And the feet, I kind of want his toes to be, they're going to be mangled, like very, I'm thinking that. So yeah, very much, that is absolutely correct, and I am remembering that now. But I do think visually, I do kind of want to extend these out just a little bit to add a little bit more. I don't know if I want to say shape, but the profile, it also kind of, by extending them, it definitely also makes a little bit more of the uncomfortableness of the Little Mermaid kind of look stick in, which definitely, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it, that it's just the Little Mermaid pose. And by having his feet nailed together, it's definitely going to look kind of like the tail fin, which I do kind of like. Also, that story is about, you know, getting your feet cut off. I think Grief would like that. I think, does that track? But yeah, I'm thinking bound and like very curled up, maybe even like wrapped, but nailed especially. His legs are small and shriveled because he's never walked on them, but his arms are long and extended. Yeah, I'm thinking that. I just don't think that because initially they were about this long, and that just really didn't seem right. I think having them come out just a little bit further would be good. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Oh boy, gotta work it in to all this aluminum foil. What is with fairy tales and feet getting cut off? People love getting their feet cut off in those little fairy tales, or cutting people's feet off. They're like, man, that's how I would do it. If this happened to me, I would want someone to cut my feet off. And it's just like, why? But why though? I don't want mine cut off. But yeah, no, definitely you'll never stand amongst the rest of it. That's very good. There we go. Yeah, I just think his hands are so large. I do want to kind of somewhat even it out, if that makes sense. There we go. And then I'll have the fit in the shoes. Duh. That's it. You got it. Yeah, I wish the base was bigger, but I don't want the base to be just so much extra. I think that's going to be good. So before I glue these and whatnot, I'm thinking about like there-ish. I think that looks better visually. I'll glue these in and I'll show the work. Alrighty. I like how that kind of bent because it's kind of already like an ankle. Did I already glue that one? Maybe. Gonna put a little more on there. There is a Barbie hair on this super glue that is very gross looking. So I just, instead of getting the Barbie hair off, I'll just put a bunch of super glue on my fingers and then get the Barbie hair on them. That's key. That's a key bit. Yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe about there-ish. Yeah, and by using a thicker gauge wire, it should give it a little bit more stability, and I won't have to use as much aluminum foil when wrapping it. But that way, if it gets bumped, I don't want it to come off here. So I will have to reinforce that somehow. But we're gonna get those toes curled and whatnot. I'm trying to make sure that I have the little bones in there. I'll probably do that after gluing it in. That way I make sure that the feet, so these are laid over top of each other like that. So when you put the nail in, it would come out. Yeah, so we're good. There we go. Next to it almost. And we might need to drill a little bit of a hole further in here because that does not seem to be. There we go. Does not seem to be holding it where I want it to. But we can make it. Yeah. There we go. Aha. Huzzah. Get in there, super glue. Yeah. Give it a little. Well, I gotta find my cap. Then I'll give it a little. Two spritzes. Spritz, spritz. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm thinking that that looks better visually as far as the length of him dragging himself. I like that. I think having it just end on the base, I would either want them to be broken where he doesn't have feet, just severed at the legs, but I do really want to get the nail in the feet. So I think that's a good middle way to really kind of include all of those motifs, if you will. That's pretty darn good coffee. And it's not completely cold yet. That's how I start losing subs. No warm coffee. We've talked about this. It's what the people come for. It's what they've all been waiting for, ain't it? Alrighty. I'm gonna glue that. That way it's got something to grip to before I start wrapping it. Now, the better thing to do would have probably been to do this before I glued the legs in, but I really kind of just wanted them to get glued in there. I didn't want to wait. You know what's not a good feeling? Chewing on aluminum foil. Not a good feeling at all. I just thought I'd mention that. And then we're probably going to need to pull this tighter. Yeah, I'm liking that. Yup, there we go. Iggy gross. Yeah, very, very not fun. Hi. Yeah, that looks good. They're definitely going to be very, 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 very atrophied. But I do want them to be a little longer than they were. And I think the feet being made where I can bend the toes will definitely allow me to do a lot creepier stuff with them than just having a 3D printed set of feet. That was one of the reasons that I thought I should not print that. I should sculpt those, and also the hands. I was thinking it would not make too much sense for his feet to look too humanoid. So some ties into the design language of the rest of the court. I don't know if we're going to leave the bells like free so they can jingle all the time. But man, I gotta say, I do enjoy every time I pick him up that he jingles. It definitely has a pretty fun vibe to it. He's a fun guy. Come on. Work with me here. Back from AFK. Has the grief gripper solution been found? I believe so. I believe we've got a good spacing, good pacing, a good concept to work from. I'm thinking this is good. Grief grippers. We're just gonna get the rest of this aluminum foil in there. Then I'm probably going to put just a little bit of epoxy sculpt around those piggies. Yeah. We got to put the nail in through there. I want to do that first. That way I make sure that it goes where it's supposed to. I just saw 2 nails over here in this bag. Nope, those are different nails. We'll use the one from the other feet. What the heck? Maybe we won't. Okay, no, we will. I don't think that went in my coffee. I hope not, at least. Yeah, get this big old nail out of here. That's not happening, is it? It's really in there. Oh, hey, I'm kind of making some progress, though. We're almost there. Give me those feet. Give me that nail. All right, here we go. 1 nail for the king of piss. We're gonna need to drill that probably. It's a little bit too firm. We start with a poke and end with a bang. Don't poke my hand, don't poke my hand, don't poke my hand. Aha, didn't poke my hand. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I like that better. Now, as far as these leggies, do we need? We might not even need to put epoxy sculpt on there. I might do super glue and then just go straight to the skin, just because it is supposed to be very, very atrophied. But that also would be a lot of super glue. I don't really want a chemical burn today. Not today. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna do epoxy sculpt, just a wheedle bit. Right. Yeah. Now I'm thinking that looks good. Thoughts? I think those are very fitting lengthwise. I think they will look very good. Definitely, yeah. I think they make him more imposing by having the full feet as opposed to being very short. I think that's a good choice. Yeah, we'll do some epoxy sculpt now. That way, I don't know if I have any already made. I'll check see if I have any already made. Oh boy. No, wait. There's a bag of bags. All right, and I'm going to warm this up a little bit because it was in the freezer. Oh, Greeblin and Grebo. Hot water. Yeah, I'm really pumped about using oils now after doing that thing with them this weekend. After painting Clay's Granadacy stuff. They're very fun. I'm sure this is loud. I'm so sorry. I should have left my mic over there. Okay, that's enough of that. All right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, there we go. Man, I've got to clean up today. I absolutely have to. Too much stuff everywhere. It's causing negative impacts in my productivity. Hello, Sticks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, okay, I'm thinking this might be too dried. Yeah, I'll probably put it in there. A little bit too late into the process, so I might have to make some more. Can I save it? Can I save it? Resuscitate the epoxy sculpt. No. No, that's a big no. We're gonna have to make new. But yeah, so as far as the houses and whatnot, I think I showed them last time. I don't think I showed the one that I put enamel on. Let me find that. This guy? Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out before I make the epoxy sculpt. So down along the bottom, that is an enamel weathering product that I've put on there to make it look very, very muddy or dirty, like fresh dirt. All right, Eli. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, man, that looks good. That looks pretty darn good to me. Really, really dirty old grimy house. I picked up a couple different things that I'm going to try to do on some of the stuff that I still have to work on, but I picked up a red brown filter and a wash for wood from AK. I'm not a big fan of them. Not a fan of them as a company. I like the product. Unfortunately, I don't know of another alternative that really does a lot of weathering stuff. So I would prefer to buy a different brand. I'll put some gloves on. I don't want to have messy hands. Not for where we're going, which is to make grief feet. Going to make some grief feet. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, I'm really pumped, hoping to get, I'm definitely, by Friday I will have all the stuff done for at least playing some 1490 Doom for the evening hobby hang, I think. Yeah. Alrighty. Gonna need a fair amount of epoxy sculpt, but maybe not that much. Who's to say? We'll see. Who's to say? Put that over there. This is how I end up with too much epoxy sculpt made. I did not watch the intro for David the Gnome, but I feel like that was it. I could be wrong though. Yeah, that's roughly the same amount. Put that in there. All right, now we're just gonna mix this up. Get a little water on there because epoxy sculpt likes water, but not too much because we don't want it to turn into a slip because it really likes water. It's getting a little slippy on there. Gotta make sure it's properly mixed. And it just blends better when you've got a little bit of moisture in there. We need something to probably prop grief up. So I'm thinking maybe that display box or yep. Hey, here we go. I'm gonna regret that. Almost certainly. Yeah, no, we'll go with that. I'll work with what I've got right now. I don't want to go off and dig for other things that I could use. When this will do it, I just need to be careful. Just need to be careful. That's all it takes. But sometimes being careful is hard. But I don't really require anything to hold up something like this too often. So I don't know if getting a vise specifically to keep in my desk will fully be worth it unless I start needing to clamp grief a lot, which when we paint them, that might be a thing. Which I'm pretty set on painting them in oils because that was really, 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 really fun. And I think it would look really good. Cut a little bit of that off. Yeah. We're gonna need a different kind of situation here, aren't we? Here's a big heavy box. It's square. It'll probably hold it better in place. Alrighty. Yeah, that's way better. It is a little toasty. It's getting hot in here, so let's make grief some toast. I am getting so hot, I want to make some grief toast. Something like that. For the most part. Poke, 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 poke. Okay. Then we lost the nail. Nope, it's in there. Okay. The angle. Pushing that in. What you working on? I was distracted. Let's see, what is it? It is hot in here and I need corporate to turn the AC on, okay? Hell yeah, turn that AC on, corporate. There's people in the building. I am working on grief. I'm gonna be making grief's little piggies today. I had some 3D printed feet and I could not see them as looking right. And the more I thought about it, I really kind of wanted it to be very, that's a good, I like this visual. It's a good link to the legs. They'd have to be very broken and whatnot. How someone in like North Carolina can set the thermostat for all of us all the way across the country is insane. It absolutely is. That is a thing that's just all across businesses, I think. Especially once it's corporate. It's just like, man, someone that is not anywhere near where you are. I want to say Florida is where ours was, which is just like, that's nothing like where we are. And then whenever they're like, oh, they need heat because it's a winter, they're like, oh, it must be really cold. So the heat is just like obscene, just too much heat where you're just sweating unless you pretty much prepare to like change clothes the moment you get to work. That's typically how that goes. Alrighty. Grief, grief, grief. Okay. I am going to set up my other camera in the spray booth. That is a thing I need to do. That way I can show you how to, you know, what I do with the paints and with an airbrush that I can't do out here, or I don't want to do out here. Can't, won't, don't want to. Similar concepts. Very different though. Let me rephrase that. Can't, I could. I don't want to spray stuff that's not healthy out here. It needs to be in a nice, safe environment. I remember one year where they had heat on in the summer and AC on in the winter. That's awful. On that note, I absolutely have to change my shirt. I am too hot. You don't like overspraying expensive things? That and just the chemicals. The chemicals really, I'm not too great about having all the, especially enamels. I can't stress enough. So the stuff that I put on, that the earth effects. Whoo boy. This stuff, like as soon as you open it, you're like, yeah, if you keep breathing that in, you will die. Like I'm certain of it. Like it smells like, oh, it's gonna kill you. And not using it, like when I did it out here and I was like, oh shit, no, can't be doing that. I'll be right back. I gotta change my shirt. It's too damn hot. Much better. Much better. Sorry. Okay, there we go. All right, Grief's little piggies. So, I definitely want, let's see if I can get that in there. Maybe if I, hey, good old Arthur Fonzarella. Arthur Fonzarella. He's the one who jumped the Shark Tank. Where did that epoxy sculpt go? Thank you, Grief. He says, it's by my face. Down on the ground. Just want to cover that up a little bit. That way, once that dries, we have something for the paper to grip to. Easier than just the aluminum foil. I don't want to use aluminum foil with Bear unless I really just like, All right. Yeah, it's definitely, the overspray is not good, but the chemical and everything going in the air is the thing I'm most worried and concerned with. Okay. So I'm happy with that. Those are looking good. Some nice skinny legs. Real long. And not able to hold their own weight. And also nailed together, just in case they could. Okay. So now we're going to do the piggy work. Not to be confused with the piggy night. There we go. Now, I should have gone the other way. There we go. That way you can see what I'm doing. Take another sip of the coffee. Lukewarm. Good. Okay. So the foot is going to come about like out here, and then the toes probably plant. Just trying to get these toe shapes pretty locked in. I'm going to go ahead and pull those back toes down. Just a second. Just a second. This will only take a second. Bend all these up. Don't you fall over, Grief, you silly. There we go. Another little slight bend right there. And then bend in the opposite direction here. Yeah, that's good. That is fun. Okay, so back over here, right about there's where the other toe bends. So I'll do that. Bend it a little bit that way, a little bit this way. Definitely want them to look kind of broken. And by kind of, I mean a lot of broken. And by making them go back as far as an actual bone would, we can then drape the skin over them and it'll look pretty gruesome. Definitely kind of want to put some at a different angle though. There we go. We're getting a little bit impressions in the epoxy sculpt that I don't want, so I'm just going to go back over that. Straighten that back out. Yeah. Get some nice mild tendon shapes in there. Just mild tendon things. Yeah. Now I don't think, did we put, yeah, I think we did. I think we did put some. Epoxy sculpt around there. So let's see. This should give us some feet that look like they would kind of go with a thing that would have hands like that, but also be kind of reminiscent of human feet, I think. Not as alien. Let's say his hands. But when you gotta use your hands like feet, they gotta adapt. Or so I would think. I would think. Take a knife and push that in a little bit firmer. And kind of go up with it. Sometimes you just need a lot thinner tool than a color shaper. And my favorite is always just a hobby knife. It's good for just pushing things down when you need to. Make sure it's a very firm fold and whatnot. Just put a little bit of Nivea on my glove, that way I can work with it. Yeah, that's much better. Right there. Now, yes, okay, that is exactly about the clearance that I wanted it to have off of the table. So that's great. That's great. Whoa, okay, so toothpicks are my go-to. Oh, hell yeah. I also recently started using an airbrush needle for scratchy skin details. I posted some pics on the Distillery. Hell yeah, Dart. Hello, sorry I'm late. Had some extra work to do this morning. Glad I made it. Time grief is looking smexy. Thank you, Mowgli. Welcome. Good to see you, Mowgli. Hi, Mowgli. Thank you. I'm pretty excited. I think today I just woke up and I was like, okay, I need to just bust out some more pipe cleaners and fix the feet, because we're getting to the point that the legs need to be done too, in order to keep kind of moving along with everything at the same time. I didn't want to have to go back and change the feet, and I was too torn between a couple different looks. But seeing this now, I really think this is the right direction. Push that down a little bit. Grief, 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 grief. Oh boy, whole bunch of stuff sticking to my arms. Alrighty, I think that's good. I think that's good. And I think we'll just put a little bit more green or epoxy clay underneath there. Push that in. Did everybody have a good weekend? I hope you did. It's finally break time. It is break time. I need to pee. All right. I got super glue on my hands, but on my gloves. It's probably from that. It's absolutely from that. I'm gonna spray that. I am gonna go pee. I'm gonna be responsitrilatrance today, and I'm gonna use the little break thing. So get to hear another little bit of Too Good to Forget. I had to work this weekend, but it was all right other than that part. Well, good. I'm glad you had a good time other than work. But I get it. I get it. All right, I will be right back. I spent most of the weekend concussed, but got some hobby done too, so happy. Hopefully you're okay. That's not fun at all. Concussed is not good. How did that happen? I feel like I knew that you were concussed, but I don't remember how that happened. I'm gonna go pee, and then I'll be right back. Enjoy some fern teeth. Okay, well, I am back. I do need to figure out the shit. Okay, I don't want to blast you all with sound. Okay, here we go. Aha, quiet clip. Watched Weapons. The guy who made it all said all the characters were embodiments of his grief from dealing with a loved one passing. That's why the crackhead scenes felt so real. They are best, uh, some of the best depictions of that. I think, just very. She's like, God, dude, what are you doing? And she's like, man, addiction. Oh, damn, dark. Still works can be a death trap, but it was only mild one, so I'm okay. Man, that's awful. And then there, in fact, was no fur and teeth. Thought it wasn't worse. No, there wasn't any fur and teeth. Okay, man, I'm so sorry, Dark. I am so sorry, Dark. Uh, yeah, okay. Well, it turns out, so what happened is in OBS, just so you all know, in OBS, we officially got them fur and teeths. We got them fur and teeths. Hell yeah. Okay. Glad you all like it. Man, I am sorry. I really thought that I had gotten the other one dialed in right, but so there's two audios on the BRB. Um, one of them is a mic, which I guess I need to get rid of that. But man, that is awful. But I'm glad you did not get any more injured. And also, I don't think the crackhead scenes are they feel very real. But I don't. It is a smidge loud. I'm so sorry. Like smidge loud now or the music. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Is that better? I think that's better. I believe. Good on the volume for the music on the BRB. Sorry. The thing is, it's just like trying to figure out where it is. I can only like double check it like when I start streaming it. I don't understand. There might be a way to do it where I can do like a not live stream, but it doesn't give me the option, so I have to figure that out. Um, but I think turning it down there, that might have helped. Uh, hopefully it did. I'll dial that in. I promise. Okay, where were we? Grief feet. But yeah, the crackhead. I don't think it's not a spoiler so much that there's a crackhead and that it feels very real. Um, but yeah, no other spoilers. Uh, Dark has not seen it yet. Um, I'm just gonna move past it. I want to dial that music in, but man, I don't want to blast your all's ears and make you all have to deal with that. Okay, I posted those airbrush needles, sculpted scratches in the Discord. Hell yeah, I'll take a peep. Let's take a peep. Boo doo doo. Show me the peep. Minister of Slopaganda is so good. Hobbying, right? Oh yeah, that's great. How do we not have one of these? Honestly, not sure. Okay, so since I asked for this channel, I guess I'll kick it off. There's a neato work in progress. Very nice. Very nice. I'm digging that. When I was making my first original miniature, I remember this guy. This also was the first domino to fall, and the addiction of lathering things with liquid green stuff. It blends together stuff nicely in its texture, which also makes primer sticks on nicely too. I'm sure that's great. Got this I'm working on. Well, I started this in the recently nice group piece. Sort of got the ball rolling. It's nearly done. I love that. I love that head. That is wonderful. Finally, for the World Eater 40K enjoyers. Yeah, that Karn is fucking sick. That's the best Karn I've ever seen. Like, for real. Is that chest Gilman's? It looks like it would be Gilman's chest. I don't think he's in here. Hey, yo, Rubute, you in here? Nah. No, yeah. Yeah, he's here. Yeah, that's Gilman's chest, right? It's 30K girly man. Yeah, I took a press mode. Hell yeah. No, that's rad. No, I love that. That looks so good. Oh yeah, and the scratches are really good. These are scratchy, sculpty stuff with an airbrush needle. Hell yeah. Yeah, all of that looks so fucking sick. So I'm just gonna zoom in on there, that way you guys can see. Or you could also go join the Discord, and then you'd see as well. You want to zoom in someone else. Yeah, the scratches are sick as hell, dude. That really does look like... It looks like someone who has just been constantly in the shit. That's great. I love that. I would think that, yeah, that needle would have to be very, 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 very small. My needles are a 0.5 and a 0.6, I think, or a 0.2 and a... Let's see. Yeah, that's very small. That's very good. I might have to take a note out of that. Very, very, very solid. Thank you for sharing that. That's definitely good. Could you all tell that when I turned down the music? I'm sorry, I don't mean to focus on that. I'm just like, man, I really don't want to blast you guys' ears. On the BRB, whenever I went back and I was like, okay, let me see if I can turn that down. Was that a better volume? Hopefully. It's a 0.2. Okay, hell yeah. Hell yeah, that's rad. It definitely looks very, 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 very fine. I have no complaints. Okay, cool. Possum, was the music better for you? I know you said it was a smidgen loud. A smidge loud. Little grief leggies. Okay. Oof. No, I like that. I like it being kind of crooked also. Yeah, that's good. To be incredibly unhelpful. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. So I'm just gonna click, that way you all can hear it. Tell me if this is a good volume to keep it at. I think that sounds good on my end. I don't know about your all's end. That one is insanely loud. Okay, so yeah, the second one. Okay, so mixing that one better. Okay. Okay, will do. I will work on the fade today. I am so sorry, my sweets. And thank you very much for helping me with that. That is very, very, very helpful. Otherwise, I'm just like kind of in a vacuum. They're okay. They could always be quieter, but they're not bad. Okay. Well, I'll never leave stream music so good. Oh, hell yeah. Well, thank you. That is, they are both from Too Good to Forget, which is the 9-minute opus from the EP we did called Plateau Don't Plummet, uh, which was actually two songs put together. The first one being Too Good to Forget, which is that main riff, that which pretty much we wrote that riff. I'm gonna explain the story because it's really good. Yeah, okay, I'll add a fade in and I'll turn down the music just a little bit. Um, but yeah, so essentially the day that I got my Mesa, I had a 90s Mesa dual rectifier, which if you are a music person, hot damn. I loved that amp. Every place I played with it though, the moment that my favorite part of that song is when he says the name of the band. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that. I do love a good sing along. That's like we have a sing along in there because Sean and I both love sing alongs because of Shankly's band that he was in when we were growing up called Breathe or Resist, uh, which I got to yap about how much I loved Breather to Steve, and it's just like he made the comment that he was like, yeah, you know, Breather, that's all Evan, but it's just like a guitarist can only do so much. Like Steve was the one that like made you feel like you were at church. Like the vocalist in a band really has a lot to do to really impact the crowd. Um, but yeah, so we had a sing along in there because we both just love sing alongs. Uh, yeah, I really enjoy that song. That's probably my favorite. That or You Can Be the Saddest Clown. But yeah, so Too Good to Forget, we wrote that riff the day that I got my Mesa dual rack, and the house. So our house, it has a upstairs that was quote unquote the attic was converted. However, they did not do it like whole ass. They half-assed, so it was unlivable for like half the year. But there's like a window where it's really good, and because it is a 1.5, like it's got a lower ceiling that's vaulted like this. I am the saddest goblin. No. Uh, but the upstairs has the single best acoustics of any room I've ever played in, and to make it fully sink in how intense this was. Like we wrote that riff, I could open the window and spit from. I'm seeing Till Lindemann this year. So hard. Hell yeah, dude. Oh man, I haven't. The last band I went to go see, I think, was Polyphia. No vocals. uh, but that's not their whole thing. It's just the jams. Ooh, they're so sick. Uh, no, Till Lindemann. I've not heard them, but I will absolutely have to check them out. Dark, do you know Tellison? I'm sure it's not, it's probably not the same, but they're in your part of the world. Yeah, so I could open the window and spit into my neighbor's window if their window was open. So there is a driveway separating our house and their house, and Sean and I were playing that riff so much. Uh, he's Rammstein's lead, but he did a solo career and it's fucking fire. Oh hell yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, Tellison's a little bit different than Rammstein for sure, or Rammstein. Um, they are definitely alternative rock, kind of punky alternative rock. Um, but they are probably my favorite British band. Really nice dudes. Oh, that's funny. Hawktua. Yeah, so pretty much like it is just right across there. And Sean and I were just playing the fuck out of that riff because it's that, and that's where the name comes from. He said, "Are you going to remember that?" And I said, "Oh, it's Too Good to Forget." And that's where the name Too Good to Forget came from. Uh, and then Bronze and Stone was the second half. But when we went to go record, we were recording at X amount of money per song. So we were like, what if we took two songs and put them together? Yeah, tell us. I just Googled them. I am familiar. Hell yeah. super, super rad band, and super nice dudes. When I ordered one year for Kelly's birthday, I ordered some records for her from them, and I realized that they were being sent by the frontman. So I pretty much just, I messaged him back, or I think I ordered another one in the note. I was just like, hey, I saw that, it looks like these are, you guys are handling mailing stuff out by yourself. Could you, maybe include just a slight little, hey, happy birthday kind of note to Kelly? And he did. He put a little postcard in the envelope. It was just very good, very sweet. I love people who love what they do, and appreciate the people who appreciate them. So it was very, very heartwarming. I'm just gonna smoosh these little piggies down just a little bit. But yeah, man, Hope Fading Nightly by Tellison is a really, 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 really good album. The opening track, Letters to the Team, is so good. But yeah. So yeah, we were just jamming on Too Good to Forget a lot. And then my neighbor, who now really, really likes me, but at the time really, 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 really didn't, he made a complaint to our landlord, and said, he was like, these two vagabonds. And I have loved that, because it's just like, we can't be vagabonds, because like we're in a house. Like, clearly we have a house. That's why you're upset. And we're obviously not vagabonds. And when I mentioned that to my landlord, he was like, that's what I said. And I was just like, good. But yeah, just different time, different situations. I try to be a really good neighbor now. But yeah, I don't have the Mesa anymore, because literally every single place that I went to go play, as soon as I walked in, the sound man just looked at me and was like, no. He just did not like it. He hated that thing. Every one of them, except for, we played a show at the Haymarket Whiskey Tavern in Louisville. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep messing with this. We played a show at the Haymarket Whiskey Tavern in Louisville, and instead of a sound guy, the sound guy apparently called in, and it was some guy from a band. He was like, yeah, I'm just running it. When I walked in, he was like, dude, are you playing out of both a twin reverb and a Marshall? And I was like, yeah. Are you going to try to mic me? He was like, no, I'm not going to mic you at all. And I was like, fuck yeah. And he was like, yeah, dude, crank it. And that was my favorite sound guy, because he wasn't a sound guy. He was just another guitarist that was just like, dude, you got to crank that thing. You got to get it growling. But yeah, that's it. That amp, the low end distortion on that amp is just heavenly. Oh boy, just such a good deep growl. But that is, like, the odds are, like, any band that you heard that, not even heavy. I mean, Maroon 5, they played, the guy from there played with the dual rack. It's just such a good amp. But yeah, I ended up selling it just because I had no need for it, especially because it's difficult to record with, and every single time you would play somewhere, it's just too loud. It's just too big. Getting a good tone out of it, you have to turn it up to get the tubes really warm, heating up. The amount of little small things that are sticking to my arm when I put my arm down and just falling. Frank that shit. Hell yeah. And then a twin reverb is known for being, like, notoriously loud. And it has its volume is a audio taper, not a log taper. So a logarithmic, when you turn it up, it goes up with how you turn it. An audio taper, it's just like, it's just very it does not do it. So it's just like, I've never turned it up all the way, because you will get hearing damage before you ever get there. 100%. It also weighs like 85 pounds. It is so fucking heavy and so loud, but it is just the cleanest sounding amp. So I played out of that, and then my dual rack, and I had them both. I had a blues driver that was modded by Keeley that I gutted, and I put that and the foot switch for the Mesa into a pedal that had Bill Murray's face on it. It had two switches, so when you stepped on them both at the same time, it would turn distortion on both amps. But it also made his eyes, which were red LEDs, go. So that was really rad. I haven't messed around with any pedals since I built the Brutalist that has Theo on it that Kelly drew. All right, so I think from here I'm probably going to start doing more skin because that's got to dry before I can really get in there. Yeah. Let's see. Home defense. Exactly. Like, yeah, you walk into the house, someone starts blaring out of a twin reverb. You're like, I got to leave. I'm going to go deaf. The other side of that, though, is like, I don't ever play out of that because my cats have very sensitive hearing and I don't ever want to scare them. Margot especially does not like loud noises. Deafening a residential block with an IRL sonic weapon for home defense is metal as hell. It really is. It's just like, man, the sound sword's good, but I've already got a really loud sonic weapon. I just need to make it portable. Just remove the 65 pounds of like wood frame and put it into something I can hold, and I can just blast people with a twin reverb. To put it into perspective of how fucking loud this amp is, I'm gonna look at the number just so I get the exact number right. At Woodstock, I want to say it was 20. I want to say it was 20. But I know that there was a Woodstock that Hendrix, like, they did not mic. They did not have, like, miking technology. So, oh yeah, chest rig. Oh, man. All that's so good. Or shoulder cannon, like, Blastoise. Hell yeah. Hendrix played Woodstock at one point with, like, 20 of them, and that was what he played through for the entirety of Woodstock. It's just like, that's how fucking loud they are. Because that's an insane amount of amps to cover, or it's an insane amount of space to cover with sound. And like, I do think you could do it with that crotch cannon. Hell yeah. I'm all about I'm all about just cannons. Just put cannons all over my body, and just so I can blast sound at people. That's what we need to be doing. Front row permanent hearing loss. Oh, 100%. My buddy Ed absolutely got hearing damage at Lightning Bolt. He went to go see Lightning Bolt, but he also, every time that they would play Lightning Bolt, they're always just like, we need somebody to sit in front of the drum and hold it in place while we play. And every time he was like, and then like, he's like, yeah, I can't hear. Like, definitely got hearing damage. And it's just like, yeah, man, you just like volunteered to get into the blast zone. Some people like getting blasted. I don't like getting blasted. Not my thing. I shouldn't have torn that. I shouldn't have done that. So now it's time for the old griefing. Putting of the skins on the grief. We definitely are going to want not all of it connected, because I want to be able to see a good amount of all that's hanging out, but I also want it to look very clear, like he's kind of waiting. Me. Everybody likes different things. I like being able to hear. But I also am just like, man, sometimes you just are like, man, I just want to get blasted in the face with sound. That's a spot. That's a spot right there. Oh boy. Hey. You guys can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Come on, omnidirectional spherical vice, get in the floor. So today, after we get off of here, I'm probably going to get back to work on all the stuff for 1490 Doom, getting that finished up. Just a little bit more to go. I've started working on all of the models that need to be made for Fall of Rothenburg, and I don't know if I want to paint the ones that I made for Kelly and Sam first. That way we can just play regular 1490 Doom without the campaign. Because I think that might be quicker. Okay. We're going to have to find a little bit longer stick to poke all the way down in there. Huh. You almost made me spill something, Eli. Ask Nana. I like getting chocolate blast. That has haunting implications, Mowgli. Ask Nana. I love all of that. I love every bit of that. The answer, the implications. Chocolate blasted. Is there any more super glue in here? I feel like there might not be, because it seems like it's empty. It feels like it's empty. Okay. Come on, Eli. We're done doing that. It's time to figure out what's going on in this super glue. It might be empty. I think it's just empty. It's empty. So much air in there. What the heck? Come on. All right, so now we're going to grab another super glue. Beep, boop, bop. Boo-doop, ba-doop. Oh, another thing that I got was a bunch of little dark moss spots to put on the roof and stuff. So it's going to look real sick. Greeblin, my son. And the old Greebo. Greeblin's hair keeps falling off. I don't know if I should take that as a sign that it doesn't want the hair right now, or that I need to attach the hair permanently. It can go one of two ways, and since all of our lives depend on it, I really don't know. I don't know what to do. I do not know this one. Okay, we're going to glue that right there. And there. Hold it down a little bit. Good morning, Shankly. But no, it was as a grown-up reference. The kid says he likes getting chocolate wasted. Oh, yeah. Chocolate wasted. I'm going to get chocolate wasted. I remember now. I remember that. Arg. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So there. Let's glue it on down there. Yeah, here. Boop a doop a doop boop 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 boop. Here we go. Hi, Shankly. Maybe Greeblin wants you to style it. Maybe Greeblin is done with the Ripley phase, and it's just like it's time for something new. We need to move on. And I'm like, well, maybe you're right, Greeblin. I thought you looked really dashing though with the Sigourney Weaver wig. Little bit of chin. Little bit of chin. It's time to let Greeblin serve. Man, the implications. What do we mean exactly by that? Like, what does Greeblin want? The Red Army needs Greeblin now. Ask not what Greeblin can do for you. Ask what you can do for Greeblin. That's looking good. That's a good little chin there. Hey, Grief. Comrade Greeblin. That's good. I'm liking that. Oh, hey, you guys can't see it. Why am I so zoomed in? Come on, Eli. Get your shit together. Yeah, there we go. So that's the under chin. So here's a fun thing. Anybody out there got a scar on their chin, like the bottom chin, from jumping into a pool as a kid? The amount of people that I've met that do, it's pretty high. For like that. Like I've met like 3 different people that have like a matching scar on their chin because of that. It's just like, man, I'm glad I'm not the only one. There we go. Right in there. Yeah. And then we're definitely going to start getting that wet and pulling it apart. Oh, grief, my young lad. I'm putting a little bit of stuff on you. It's skin. Man, speaking of Nana, I can't hear Nana and not think of the creepy cage from Dark Souls 3. That when you find them, they talk about moving so Nana can get light, because there's just like a whole bunch of different people jammed into this like cage thing. Ooh, it's creepy. Plenty from none. Got one from busting my face on a curb riding a skateboard. Ooh, my lip from fights in high school. I'll do it plenty, but none from a pool. All right, well, and thus my watch continues. All right. I think I want to get that really wet and just kind of let it fold on its own, and we'll go from there. As far as putting a little bit more skin in there, where do we want it to start? Maybe there? I'm thinking there. Or maybe even there. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, and then we'll let it get wet. And pull it apart as we need. The neck and the chin will need to connect, so I'll have to get that fixed. But that's an easy fix, eh? Just a little bit up there, and just a little bit down here. Boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-dee-dee-dee. Yeah. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, I started working on some more music. I guess I did work on that a little bit. Wrote some more stuff to try and use for the channel. I just need to record as always. But it's been a hot minute since I've done any writing music, so that's exciting for me. Kind of go through bouts where I want to make music, and then where I'm like, I don't want to make music right now. Okay. And we're going to cut that just to get a little bit more. Now we'll start basting. Oh boy. Where the heck are all my brushes? You know. Let me give the a little stir. Okay. My lip from fights in high school. I don't think Eli appreciated the slavering hordes in chat. Did any of you get a scar from jumping in a pool when you were young? Insert several overlapping Vietnam flashbacks of childhood blowouts. I'm sorry, guys. I really did not. I didn't mean to get that. Just like, oh, okay. No, I'm sure all of those were very horrible. I apologize. I'm not appreciating. I don't mean to not appreciate them. I do, absolutely appreciate you sharing that. I didn't think, I guess, I don't know. I don't think about, man, I got a scar. I'm like, I have one. It's like right there. And I don't think it was traumatic. It just sucked. Uh, we are the Sponge Legion. We are Legion. You must seek Pale Patty. Also, I hope that I wasn't. I don't think I was rude to the guy that popped in. I hope not. Um, I was just. It was the vibe, you know. It was evening hobby hang, and when someone tells me that they're a professional painter, I just I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So you know about the sponge moon, right? And it's just like that seems like the right thing to ask. Like I assume if you're a professional painter, you know about the sponge moon because everybody knows about it. And then I thought of, yeah, I'm working with a professional here. You're working with a professional here. We watched old Juicy Bug, aka Beetlejuice, the other night. Always a good one. Always a good one to get in a little bit of a kind of spooky mood. We started watching Junkhead, um, but I was not mentally prepared for all of it. So I had to, we ended up switching to weapons about 12 minutes in. And we will finish that. I was just, sometimes I just kind of want to sit back and just slop on the couch and let a movie happen. And I'm just like, yeah. And Junkhead, I was really trying to, oh man, okay. It does, in fact, suck. Smack your face on things. It really does. My little sister's, her center of gravity is her face, which is a wild thing to say, but it's a wild thing to see, like for decades. But yeah, anytime she falls, like, it's just like face first. Shoof. Yeah, Jesus Christ, possum. The one on my face was gnarly enough that a customer remembered it 2 years later and was like, wow, it healed. Holy shit. That is gnarly. I smacked my face with a skateboard like a dummy. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds awful. Worst I did was like bounce my head off the floor, slipping on ice. You're lucky to be alive. Like honestly, both of you are. Like head injuries, and I guess honestly, yeah, it is a little bit more intense than I remember. Busting your chin on a pool ledge because like jumping in and trying to turn around, but being a little kid and not having cat math kind of skills. You don't really know how far to jump before you do the turn. But yeah, that definitely sucked. I imagine all of those sucked very bad. But yeah, bouncing your head off of the on the floor after slipping on ice, like that happened to me about, I want to say 2 years ago. 2 years ago, like if I had not had my parka on and I had had my hood up, like I had my parka on, and the hood was not over my head. It was just like in the back, and I slipped so fast. I've never done anything in my life that it was just like I was standing, and the next thing I know, it was just like bam, I'm on the ground. Knocked the wind out of me, and it's just like where I fell because it had like double padding from like being kind of smooshed behind me. It luckily kept my brain from just being blown all over my driveway. Um, but it was very, very, very scary. Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. That is true. How far into Junkhead did you get? So they had just given him a new body, or a new head body, and he was like, "This is me. I'm a child." And that's about as far as we got. So in hindsight, yeah. But as a kid, you just sort of do that ugly, loud cry for like 20 minutes, and then you're good. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Pain is temporary, quitting lasts forever. Jeez. Oh God. Yeah, I read that. I didn't. It didn't really fully sink in what was being said. That's dark. That's dark, Mowgli. I'm here for dark though. Dark humor, dark the slopaganda, head of slopaganda. I'm here for it all. That is getting real nasty and wet. So this is about the time we start pulling on it. Aha! There's more paper back there that I didn't see. Come on, Eli, you goofball. What are you doing? You gotta baste it. Baste it like you're gonna have Thanksgiving. Cooking up some grief. Don't eat the grief. Rip, audio listeners, the Restless Sponge Legion. That's getting real nasty and wet. You brought back another memory of when I bit a small piece of my tongue off jumping on a trampoline. Oh, God. Yeah, that sucked. Oof. Like, how small? Now we're going to have to pull it. Nah, that's getting real nasty and wet. I'll just say it again. Everybody loves it. We're all here for it. What the hell was I doing? Oh yeah, tweezers. Tiny. Okay, like a half of a pinky now maybe. That's still a good amount of tongue to bite off. Oof. Yeah, bled a ton. I can imagine. Yeah. Holy shit. I once told my parents I swallowed a coin, but I didn't mention it was a chocolate coin. I love that so much. I think that was a strange series of events for like 5-year-old me. Yeah, I bet that's wild. I'm sure it was just like, man, I swallowed a coin. They probably were just like, what? So my buddy Ed had to get his stomach pumped because he found a bag of packing peanuts and was just like, ah, nom, 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 nom. So, I made a joke about just eating packing peanuts one day, and he was like, "Oh no, man, that'll lead to getting your stomach pumped." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he was like, "Yeah, no, they had to pump your stomach. I did that when I was little. I found a whole pack of packing peanuts, and then it was just like, nom 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 nom." Bit through my upper lip from my vampire sharp tooth like a good chunk of flesh. Oh God, yeah, I was hospital immediately. Yeah, all of these, like, man, that sounds gnarly. Oh no, LOL. Somewhere edible though. Got punched. Yeah, yeah, that'll do it. I'm sorry, Mowgli. That's awful. I think lush packing peanuts are edible, although not like tasty. Hmm. That seems strange that they would do that. Yeah, Mowgli, that is gnarly. They're made of like potato or something, like plant fibers. That's wild, Dark. Uh, that seems like a bit irresponsible on their part, kind of. Like, don't worry, we made the packing peanuts edible. So then you're like, oh man, I love eating packing peanuts. And then you get some not from there, and it's just like, oh no. Well, that kind of does look rad as hell. Uh, yeah, actually, that kind of came away really good. And I'm kind of thinking maybe hereish. Yeah, okay, that looks, oh boy, I'm liking that. No, so they're yummy. So they're biodegradable. Okay, not so they're yummy. Gotcha. It's all right. I was drunk, felt it in the morning. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I talked about my buddy Garth being very intoxicated and almost dying from knocking on a glass screen door too hard, and his hand went through. And the scar that he has is one of the gnarliest scars I've ever seen in my life. It goes around half of his arm, and it apparently went to the bone. It's just like, God. Sorry, this is really gruesome. Um, but yeah, he was like, yeah, I didn't feel it at the time, and it's just like, I'm so glad that there was somebody there to like keep you from being dead. Like, that is just gnarly as hell. Glass is scary. Getting hurt sucks. Yummy. Sometimes that will kill you, then cornstarch ones that you can eat no problem. One hell of a gamble. To make Eco Pop, small but mighty pellets of cornstarch are mixed with a dash of vegetable oil and extruded under high pressure and heat. Okay, okay. Can you cook with them? Here, we like to pretend that all packing peanuts are edible, which is why we make ours out of napkins. Not having access to this technology, we make ours out of napkins. I wouldn't cook with them, Eli. Yeah, that's probably the best. I have a scar down the majority of my inner thigh from slipping on a tagged concrete wall. Ooh. Ooh. That would suck. That sounds awful. All this sounds awful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, all of you. Yeah, scars suck. Getting hurt real bad sucks, especially if it's like, man, this is bad enough that like I'll have a memory of this the rest of my life because there it is. It's just it is what it is, eh? Alrighty, I'm really liking how this skin is starting to look. Let's pull that there, put a little bit of glue, and a few key spots that we want to make sure are still there. Those long leggies now are gonna be a thing that I gotta watch out for, making sure they don't touch other stuff. Long-legged grief. Yeah. Whoa, oh, yeah. Yeah, one thing. Okay. Cooking with Eli stream when? Oh man, I don't do any cooking. I like to grill. There's certain things that I like to cook, but Kelly enjoys cooking a lot more than I do. Like she enjoys doing it. I enjoy cooking a few things, making certain things. I love grilling. Um, but as far as like, oh, I'm gonna go in the kitchen, I love to help. That's my favorite. I like to help Kelly cook a lot. I like being helpful. Our kitchen's pretty small though, so a lot of it is like I also have to like keep in mind like, am I being helpful or am I just kind of in the way? And that's definitely a anxiety thing, which felt so wrong. But okay, I wouldn't cook the meal. I did, however, fill the kitchen sink and then slowly melt them away. That's fun, which felt so wrong. But the vacuum says, "Say okay." That sounds good. It was like 2 legit minutes after being told not to play on it because it was dangerous, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever, mom." Gosh, yeah, that's awful. Oh, I love cooking. Chaotic cake stream. The cake inverted. Man, I'll have to learn how to bake a cake though. Well, I guess I don't have to. I could learn on stream, right? That's what we're all here for. Is to learn together, or watch me do something that I don't understand that you all understand. And you're like, you big old dummy, Eli. Go back to making grief. Go back to making grief where you belong. Get back in the dungeon where you belong. The grungeon, which is another name that we refer to the basement, like a grungy dungeon. The grungeon. That's good. Mm-hmm. Solutions to small kitchens is building an island or a bar. There is no room for an island. I wish there was. The house is very much made to have like the triangle situation. Oh yes, yeah, we could backseat you baking. I do believe you're right that like an island or a bar would definitely help. But it's so small and square, and the stove and the fridge are just kind of too big for the area. Eventually, when we remodel it, we could fix that. But man, there's just so many things I would change about the house. I love my house. Got a lot of emotional, like investment into it. So I definitely want to eventually make it more like what we would need, but that's later on the list. That looks gnarly as hell. I'm really liking that. Probably going to put a little bit of skin around the shoulders, and a little bit draped over the chest, probably. That way it looks like it's just been kind of torn. Implement a bunk bed style in the kitchen. Yeah, yeah. I I'm just thinking about how that would even look. Just all right, babe. I'm gonna pitch an idea, okay? Kitchen, but bunk beds. and then just leave it from there. I don't trust Eli to cook when he's in the Grimdark Distillery mindset. There's going to be Barbie hair and fingernails in there. You are correct. I can't stress enough. Me trying to be like, okay, working on grief, and now we're going to cook. Whew. Whew, that'd be a little rough. there's gonna be hair. Well, you guys like hair in your food, right? I've been putting hair in the food for months. Jumbo. Classic jumbo. Everybody loves the old jumbo. Mumbo, grumbo, wumbo, jumbo. It's first grade SpongeBob. For those of you joining recently and have not heard of the story of me and Kelly dealing with the pipes that we used to have, and me listening to scary monsters and something sprites like kind of blasting from Skrillex, just while like trying to shake all this nasty gunk out of our like pipe because it's all backed up, and I'm just in my underwear listening to that. It's just like, that's a fond memory of we're homeowners. That I look back on, I'm like, that's fun. That is a fun thing that happened. But I'm glad that I don't ever have to do that again, because it was really gross and awful. But yeah, the stuff that came out, yeah, it smelled like death. I can't stress that enough. Gotta take advantage of the vertical space. Yes, Ministry of Propaganda approves the construction of a bunk bed kitchen setup. Correct states. Funny. It'd be funny. Yeah, but what about this? I don't care how funny it would be. That just seems really dangerous, and like it wouldn't really help us. I mean, everyone seems to think that it's a really good idea, though. I get where you're coming from, babe. I do. I really do. I also get where they're coming from, though, and that's the hard part, because it would be really funny. Okay. Yeah, these feet are a little long. Slightly smaller box to raise up, so his feet aren't just smacking everything. And I guess I could zoom in a little bit better so you guys can see what I'm doing with the old basting. There's a collection of people with head injuries. We all think it's a great idea. You already paid me to do it, babe. Babe, they've already paid me. They've already paid. I've already ordered the stuff. A lot of it I made in the basement. Don't worry, I checked it out. It should be good. Should be just fine. As a community, it's just like, yeah, one of the big things we want to do at the Distillery is just like kind of like what they do on, like, you know, the Fab Five, where like they come in and they do a little bit of a remodel for people who like, you know, they're good people, and like we need to do something to help them out. Doing something like that, but like they don't have a choice, and we just come in and the Grimdark Distillery figures out what they need in life, and then we do it to their house. We do it to them. It happens whether they want it or not. You won the contest. We want to support you, so we're going to come in and make things better for all of us by giving you a double bunk bed kitchen. I know you're thinking, that sounds not safe at all. That sounds really dangerous. Maybe. We don't know. Goals. Community goals. Slowly remodel his house. Babe, super chat. If you are paying to do it, we have to. Babe, super chat said I wouldn't do it. I have to do it now. I love how he's actively kid bashing your living space. As a stakeholder in the facility, I vote for yes. Do it. Slowly remodel this house. Yes, so we'll put the deep fat fryer right at the top. Yeah, so that's another thing. Okay, so yeah, the deep, yeah, all of that. I mean, I have done quite a bit of remodeling on my own. I did rewire all of the basement while trying not to go completely insane during COVID. You can take with that and figure out whether I succeeded or not. I don't know, because what I did is absolutely insane, and I realize that now. I did a great job, though. Is it over-engineered? Yes. Is it not as funny as a bunk bed kitchen? Nowhere near. But it was practical. Um, but that's not what we're here for. Yes. Yeah, so we'll put the deep fryer right at the top. I don't know if anyone has seen the newest episodes of Always Sunny, but there's a very, very good one with a deep fryer involved. And who boy, I can feel it when I when I think about it. I'm like, oh my god. Also, the first thing I think about when I think of a deep fryer is a guy that I went to high school with. At one point in time, he was working at, I think, Arby's, um, and an oil fire started out, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And he grabbed a giant bucket of water, and was just like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" And his like manager was like, "No, what are you doing?" And he threw on just a giant inferno in Arby's. They got the meats and the oil fires, the grease fires, and they do not know. Well, they did not know. My friend did not know how to handle that. Uh, yes, Stark, we miss you. Now you got me thinking the solution to the small kitchen is moving it to the living room. Keep the carpet. I mean, truly, what is a kitchen if not a social construct? That is true. That is true. I suggest we build a smoker in the basement. I have a smoker outside. I could just bring it in. I got a smoker outside. We could bring that some bitch in. We could rig it up real good. You're like, hey babe, how was work? Good. Working on a nice pork butt over here. It's gonna be real good. I tell you what. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh no. Grief. We gotta figure out a better place to work on you, I think. Some kind of clamp device. There is another vise that I've seen that has a flat bottom that I do believe would not shift while holding something as insanely large as grief, but I probably have ordered enough stuff for a hot minute. I need to wait. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Nice and spoopy. Nice and spoopy. Grief. I have not seen Waterworld. Smoker in the basement. God, I'd be dead in a week. In a week's time. But grief win with the brisket. That's, I don't even know. Well, I mean, I think grief would melt. I don't think grief could survive being in there at like 250, 255 for probably 12 hours. It just depends how big the brisket is. I do know a good amount about smoking, and I do know a good amount about smoking meat. Just leave it at that. I am talking about fixing the food, but again, out of context. No. There we go. That is looking really good. I'm an expert at smoking meat. Less than a week. Maybe an HR. Maybe an HR, depending on how much wood is in it. It's getting real nasty and wet now. I'm an expert at smoking meat. It's getting real nasty and wet now. Just, that's actually, if it's getting real nasty and wet, I'm not an expert at smoking meat, because it's supposed to be like drying, kind of. Well, that's not true. Not drying at all. It's supposed to be very moist. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't like that word. I will apologize about that one. I don't personally understand the hang up, but that's just me. I guess I just think of moisture. Like, the moisture levels outside are really high. And that's the first thing that pops in my mind. RIP audio users once again. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure that I fully cover all the bases. And sometimes that means I have to say weird things. that's not entirely true. Sometimes I don't have to. Sometimes it's the compulsion. I just can't help it. I just can't help myself, eh? Isn't it? Isn't it? That looks fun. We'll go with that. Wham. Yeah. The demon of a RedWetSkeleton OnlyFans continues to haunt us. It does. It's the OnlyFans that I feel like the community needs, but it's just too much. It's like that one meme from like 2008. I think that the biggest attribution to hating that word, like the street guys, Eli has me locked up behind him. Stream. Like the stream guys, Eli has me locked up behind him. Just keep him in there. Keep them in the old locked up cabinets or behind the cabinets where you all never get to see when I accidentally open the doors. So yeah, maybe. I don't know, there's nobody locked up over there. There's a couch and a TV. I hope there's nobody locked up over there. Truthfully. Because if they are, I can't see them. I don't know where I don't know. Mowgli, get out of there. I'll keep shitposting and chat and distract them. Like Disturbia. The strangest adaptation of the film Disturbia you've ever seen. There's a lot of lore you're going to need, and they were very adamant that there should be no context. Half of it feels like, honestly, they just didn't even, the jokes just are kind of crazy statements that maybe had context, but I get the impression they're just all crazy, just sayings. And that's what a community needs. Mowgli, get out of there. I'll keep shit posting in chat to distract him. Just, oh, that's so good. Wait a minute. What's that sound? Mowgli! What did I tell you? Get back in your cage. So these are the little, while I was looking down, I saw these. These are the little tiny gross. The tiny dark moss. That would be grass and moss, grass, mixed together. But those are going to go on the roofs of the houses for the 1490 Doom stuff once that we are done painting. And maybe in some like little nooks and crannies. Crazy. I was crazy once. Crazy? I was crazy once. Never again. Not anymore. Oh, you got kids, Maniac? No. Not anymore. The Maniac was one of my favorite characters from Always Sunny. Was, oh, you know, you guys remind me of my kids. Oh, you got kids, Maniac? No. Not anymore. What does that mean? Did he kill them? Oh, he 100% did. He broke our phone. Yeah, it's Rowdy Piper. Ooh, that is pretty much my only experience with him, is Always Sunny. But I know a lot of other people enjoyed his wrestling styles. I don't know nothing about no wrestling. Alrighty, grief. Let's just push that in there a little bit now. Beep, boop, bop. Come on. Do the thing. Huzzah. Come on. Oh, come on, paper. Damn it. No, man, it's still maybe. Doc. Locked Mowgli into a room. Yeah, kids, me? No, I have a chat. And they tell me to remodel my kitchen. Doc, a rubber moon. Or a rubber room, a rubber moon. That doesn't make, a rubber moon wouldn't make any sense. The moon is made of sponge. Well, the one spoken of in the prophecies. It was there that I first laid eyes upon that heretical tome, known only by the common name, the Possumnomicon. In my hurry to escape that dreadful place, I disregarded the yells of, "Help, I'm locked in the basement, it's me, Mowgli." I have not returned since. Also, Mowgli, if you're locked in Eli's basement, does that mean you're watching this on his Wi-Fi? Yes, don't tell him. I don't have the proof. What a strange use of my Wi-Fi. Just the irony. Just like, yeah, well, he could watch it if I would just, you know, tear down these walls. Mr. Gorbachev. He could watch the stream if I would just tear down these walls, but I refuse to tear down these walls. Mr. Gorbachev. Slippery the crispy. Walls. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's good. Maybe some little pins if we're feeling a little naughty. Little pins in there. That'd be fun, right? Everybody likes pins in your shoulders. Don't tell him I have the privilege. He feeds me well. All the packing peanuts you can eat. The good kind, too. Finding it, though, that's not the hard part. It's letting go type behavior. Yeah. That's kind of, yeah. That's heavy. That feels like a heavy vibe. When you read the Possumnomicon, you naturally have a possum-like reaction, foaming at the mouth and seizing up. Just like, I gotta get in the trash can. I feel like there's something in there that I need. You ever just look in a trash can and think, I bet there's something I really need down in there. So then next thing you know, you're just digging around in the trash. And next thing you know, 37 years have gone by. That's life, baby. Also, well, it's specifically after reading the Possumnomicon, at least in my experience. Anywho, the dreaded book. No! Come on, Barbie hair. You made me pull the skin off. Barbie hair, why? Actually, that looks really good. Thanks, Barbie hair. Yeah, okay. That skin's looking real good and creepy. It's heavy. Heavy, but it's from a Fallout game? Okay, gotcha. Finding it, though. That's not the hard part. Just letting go. Is that something? Does the detective say that? That's life. That's what all the possums say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. Isn't that the truth? The last time I went turkey hunting, which I've never successfully killed a turkey, and I don't really have any interest to it at this point. But we found this old dead tree. It was this really big old dead tree, and there was a hole in it. And we're like, man, I wonder what's in that hole. And we looked down, and there was just a huge old possum. He just lived in that tree. We're like, man, look at that guy go. Look at him. He's doing it. He's just living his best little possum life in this big old hollow tree, like a king. Like the Possum King. King Possum. First of his name. That's good. I like that. Ooh, that's a good little... Yep. Yep, yep, yep. I'm happy with that. Nice little... Nope, other way, Eli. Okay, there we go. Zoom in and see what we've gotten done. That's good. I'm liking all that. The skin looks very, very rough and pulled up. I'll keep zooming in around there. There's the back. I really like being able to see some of the tendons through there. Like, need to maybe get it a little bit more pushed down. But that is gruesome. Gruesome. Hi. Jingling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ooh, ah. Oh, hear those sleigh bells jingling, grief, grief, ring-a-ling, goop. Goop, boop, 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 boop-a-looba-dooba, goop, boop-a-looba-doop, Yay. Something like that. Okay. What kind of segue is... You know, when I went turkey hunting... I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. We have armadillos. Was that some sort of Americanism that I'm too European to understand? It's hard seeing possums living your dream. I get it. I'm going to tell my kids this is Santa. Better be nice. This is Santa Claus. You better be nice. Yeah, so turkeys. That's a thing that people hunt in America. The reason that I do, or that I enjoyed it, is because it is like hunting on hardest mode. Like, And you can absolutely, like, that's it. Hunting, fishing, all that kind of stuff. You got room for kids in Eli's locker back there? What the hell? This is kids free zone. What the heck? There's no way I forgot about that. Yeah, turkeys are very, 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 very good at like staying alive. They have insane vision, and they have a 270-degree field of vision. So like pheasant hunting, hell yeah. I've never done that. There's a couple times that I could have yep, I could shoot that turkey, but it's just like they're either roosting, they're flying, they're doing something that it's just like I don't just want to kill them. Like it's the having to best a turkey is, I guess, what I wanted, and then obviously eating the turkey. But I don't want to do it on like my terms. I want to do it on his terms, like where he has the highest advantage. Uh, that was like the whole thing that I enjoyed about it, and the culmination of I think my turkey hunting ended with sitting underneath of a tree for like 2 hours before sun came up, watching this one turkey that was so big he had a double beard, which that's a fun thing if you don't know much about turkeys. Is some of them, even the women, they grow beards, but I don't kill for sport. That's messed up. I'm native. No, yeah, I don't do any of that. Like, I support, in conclusion, Eli is an apex predator. Eli wants the turkey to be able to hunt him too, otherwise it's not. That's it. I mean, to be honest, yeah. Like, I don't like just. I don't like. I don't. Just kill things for fun. If it's something that's like, yeah, we have an overpopulation problem. That's where like I support hunting in that, as long as you do it for right reasons, and you're not just like, oh, it's just how I get off. I just love killing. Like it sucks. I can't stress enough. Like, unironically, a predator from the films. Yeah, it has to be honorable quarry. Yeah, invasive species have to. That's it. Yeah. So, like, we have a lot. Like, coyotes are like, I don't even know if there is any. At one point in time, there was like a couple rules that you had to follow to hunt Kentuckys in Kentucky, or to hunt coyotes. Did I say Kentuckys in Kentucky? Coyotes in Kentucky, because they're an invasive species. At one point in time, when the Mississippi froze, that's when they first crossed over, and because there is literally nothing in our ecosystem that can compete with that. They just skyrocketed. They boomed huge, and that's why it's just like year round there is a coyote season, and they're the only animal that you can hunt at night using lights. Like they just are just like, yeah, they are really fucking shit up. And I think wild hogs are also now on that same level, but I don't think even them you can hunt at night. I've never done that. Yeah, the only things that I really was like, oh, I'll hunt. It's just like stuff that it's just like, yep, there's a season because they overproduce, over reproduce, and if that is not accounted for, then a whole bunch of them starve. Full hogs scare me, but hoglets are so sweet. Yeah, and I don't even know. That's the thing, from what I understand, something awfully wily about coyotes. Welcome, Basic Brush. There is something pretty wily about coyotes. They're very smart. And that's the thing, like turkeys are really hard to hunt, and that's why I enjoyed it. I just like doing things that are difficult. So like that is really like the pinnacle, because it's just like, not only the only like downside, they have zero sense of smell, but their hearing and their eyesight is fucking nuts. And essentially the whole thing ended with me sitting under a tree for 2.5 hours before the sun came up, and my leg fell asleep, and I moved just a little bit, and there was one thing on my shoe that was not camouflaged. It was yellow, and I just see him in the tree just go, and he just looks right at me, and he's just like, kind of wiggles around a little bit, and then just flies away, and then I never saw him again. But yeah, the turkeys, they have feathers that grow out of their chests that look like hair, and they're feathers. They're really fucking weird feathers, but it looks like hair, so they call that a beard. But yeah, much like dwarves, sometimes even the women grow them. Uh, it's not a gender thing or a sex thing between turkeys. I think it just has to do with like age and also probably like climate. I would assume it's got probably some manner of like keeping them warm. But yeah, turkeys, they're intense. But yeah, I don't really. Last time I went hunting, I just got really sad. I just got really sad. It's a really feel bad. So I'm just like I don't have that in me anymore. I don't like killing things. Um, Even for the right reasons. It's just like I don't. It's just too heavy for me. No, I mean, I only want to hunt things that can hunt me back, like a weird hybrid monster turkey. You do not hunt a man. It's an episode of Always Sunny when one Frank gets his life confused with the life of John Rambo, but it all pops out when he's trying to convince Mac and Dennis that they don't need to hunt a man, aka Cricket, Rickety Cricket. Imagine if grief was hunting you. Oh, dead. Yeah, I've had a nightmare. Okay, have I ever talked about the nightmare I had where I was being chased in a labyrinth, a maze, in a warehouse? See, it's like it's one of those things where it's just like, man, I've been there. I've seen it in my dreams, and it sounds like a good idea to make. But yeah, so I had a nightmare one time. I think I'm gonna. Okay, I did think ever since Eli read the Possumnomicon, his lust for blood has been more sedated. I'm trying to be more. The lust for blood, it's always there. But, what manner of beast does a man become? It's all about the night of the hunt, or so they say. I'm just out here trying to seek Pale Patty, though. Uh, but yeah, shit, where was I going with that? I said something. Oh, yeah, the nightmare I had. At one point in time, I had a nightmare that I was in a warehouse that was full of mannequins, utterly full of mannequins. Like, the closest thing to it is in like Silent Hill 2. There's like a part, like the movie Silent Hill 2, the movie, not the game. I don't think there's any correlation between them on this, but you have to go through this warehouse, or she goes to this warehouse, he goes to the warehouse, and there's just like so many mannequins on all these shelves and stuff. So it's just like a warehouse full of mannequins, mannequin warehouse. And I was there in this dream. And this is before I saw the movie, but I was like, holy shit, that's like my dream. Yeah, so it's a warehouse just completely full of mannequins. And I wake up. I wake up there. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Where am I? And it's all kind of hard to see. And then over the loudspeaker, because there's a loudspeaker, I hear Jim Carrey say, "Oh, good, you're awake. Now I'm gonna start hunting you." And I was just like, "Oh God!" So then I'm just like running through this labyrinth of mannequins in this giant warehouse, and I can hear somebody off in the distance, like they have bare feet and just like slap, 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 slap. And then eventually I woke up, and that's my dream. Jesus Christ. I used to work at Walmart and had to turn off the lights way in the back. Oh, that's so scary. That would be so scary. Oh, man. Man, that would be so scary. Big, empty, quiet Walmart in the dark. Any big place like that. That it's just like, yep, you're now walking through it alone in the dark. Ooh, awful. Ooh. I don't even want to think about it. It's just so scary. So scary. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm the back. It's a maze. I'm the back. It's a maze. Huge warehouse. Yeah, that's very scary. That's very. Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Cue the rapid encroaching footsteps slapping. Oh yeah. If you don't watch out, you'll have a Jim Carrey there, and they lure you in with like real silly little things. You're like, oh, ha ha ha, that's funny. And if you laugh, though, they know where you are. That's how to get you. Oh, no, come on. No. Damn it. I put too much super glue on there. Actually, that kind of turned out all right. Actually, it kind of turned out great. I love that. Okay, here we go. Sometimes the key is to just glue a copious amount of super glue to a bunch of paper and your skin. The lights went out here at night once, and it took a few seconds for the generator to kick in. It was insanely dark. I'm sure. I can only imagine like how scary a very large metal building with no lights in it would be. It would be very, very, very dark. Very scary. Very spoopy. I have 2 Jim Carrey clones. Huh. How does that work? Power cuts in Steelworks are also insane. It went black. Not dark, but black in Silent 2, since all the machinery moved dead instantly. Oh, God, yeah. All of this is horrifying. All of these are very scary places to, like, have all the power go out. I'm really happy with how much work I got done on Grief today. That's looking good. I'm going to show his shoulder that I just happily accidented into looking better. There we go. Yeah, it looks very, very much like it's just got a bunch of skin sloughing off. Yeah, and Silent 2, since all the machinery went dead. That's so scary. Maybe want a game about being, or a game about being a retail worker who has to walk around in Silent Hill monsters in pitch black darkness. Yeah, that would be awful. Ugh. It would need to have like where your controller's microphone was like very key, so like Alien Isolation kind of shit. That game, fuck me. Very good horror. I could not finish it. I just got it too overwhelming at parts because it's just like God. It's so hard to be quiet and sneak around, and also it's the perfect organism. It knows exactly where you are. I have got to pee again, so I think I am probably gonna end it here. I think we got a good amount done. It's 10:28. We went a little longer than I expected to. We always kind of do. Walgreen windows in the back so you can see what's on the other side of the aisle. Mirror, not window. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, so you can see on the back. Oh, yeah. That way you can like see it's like, oh, yeah, you can hear something in the or see something in the other aisle. That is awful. I love all of that. That's a very scary, very, very scary situation. I have to pee so bad. I am going to probably end here. Thank you guys so much, everybody, for chatting and hanging out today. I had a great time. Always love when a whole bunch of people are in chat to keep me company and just talk and be silly while we work on stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Mowgli, Possum, Dark, Sticks, Basic Brush, Mowgli, Possum, Dark, Sticks, Basic Brush, Shankly. I think that's everybody. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. I think so, yeah. Mowgli, Possum, Dark, Basic Brush, Sticks. I think that's everybody. Oh, and Shankly, yes. Thank you guys so much. No, for real though. Your time is the most valuable resource you have. So that you spend it with me means the world to me. It really does. So thank you guys so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. And sit pretty. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, my sweets. Thanks again.